Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Andy's Toolbox. In this episode, we have the long-awaited Snap-on tool haul. The reason why this tool haul took me so long to upload is that I've been slowly ordering stuff from Snap-on and adding a few of these ratcheting wrenches as I go, because believe it or not, these are over $50 a piece. And you know what, I just had to have them because Snap-on makes the best ones. They're dual 80 tooth, reversible, have the flank drive plus, and I'll get into reviewing these in just a second. And also I added this 1011 XL high XL box wrench to finish out my set of XL metric wrenches. So in this review, I'll go over to the good, the bad, and the ugly about these wrenches, and if I feel that the price tag is justified. So let me get right into it. So first of all, I did have issues. Maybe it might have been the 17. One of these wrenches came with issues. I have a little bit of history with these wrenches. First, a while back, I used to buy a lot of Snap-on stuff on eBay. This was when I was really green and before I called, Snap-on up for a warranty, and they turned me down because they don't apparently warranty secondhand tools. You have to have a order number or whatever. That's what they told me. So I had bought a 14 millimeter ratcheting wrench like this, and I was planning on just buying them on eBay, one or two out of a time, as cheap as I can get them. I think I paid like $30 for that one back then. So when they first came out with these wrenches, I'm going to show you right here, it was just screwed into this plate. And now what they do is they actually dome they dome them over, they dome the bolt over, so you can't open these up. So this is, when you break these, they're just going to give you a new wrench. Your hopes of buying these on eBay and Snap-on eventually someday coming out with repair kits for these, which would actually be interesting if they did have repair kits for these and they didn't do this permanent kind of modification. But I can also understand that these might come loose on you. The screws might come loose and it might have problems in that respect. But I don't know. I don't know exactly what the philosophy was for making these a permanent, thing. My guess is that Snap-on just doesn't want to have their guys repairing these. I mean, you try repairing this little itty bitty 10, and these even go even smaller. Try repairing that, without the trusty super eyes. They're not going to happen. You know what I mean? I mean, that's smaller. That's half the size of probably a quarter-inch ratchet. Okay, so that was one thing. So anyway, I sold that along with a lot of other stuff I got on eBay, because the way I feel about it is that you buy it for the warranty. I did recoup most of my money from all my eBay crap that I bought, not knowing better. So anyway, now when I buy Snap-on, it's either stuff that they don't make anymore, discontinued stuff on eBay, or it's from Snap-on. So getting right back into it, I did have problems with one of these. One of them was a little stiff on a portion. Like you would spin it and it would be fine, and then it would get to a certain part, and then it would be just a little bit of a hang up, not that smooth ratcheting mechanism that you want. But I did remedy that by putting it on the hard spot and really cranking down on it on a bolt, and that seemed to unjam that spot up. Also, I think the 17, in one direction, it's very, very, how should I say, it's too loose, too little back drag. It almost seems like it wants to like not engage, but it does work. So I haven't complained yet. And again, I did buy all these from Snap-on, so if there's a problem, I'll get a warranty, no problem, no questions asked. As far as the wrenches go, these wrenches literally do everything. First of all, the clearance, let me show you my Craftsman. Let me get a 17 mil out here. Okay, so there's a Craftsman 17 mil. Now look at how low the clearance is on this. Let me see if I can show you here. Do you see how much? You see that? Look at all of that clearance. These have the lowest clearance in the head of any wrench I've ever seen. That's one major selling point for me, because I'm always finding myself reaching for a ratcheting wrench and it just doesn't fit where the fuck you want it to fit, because it's too big. And from the little I've used these so far, they get into places where otherwise I would be having problems. Okay, that's one thing. The other thing is these have very little back drag. The dual 80 design, I mean, they're very smooth and the back drag is very small. That's another selling point. They're reversible. That's obviously going to be a selling point. They're beautiful looking wrenches. And last but not least, they have the flank drive plus. They're professional length, and of course Snap-on has some of the highest quality steel and heat treatment in the business, if not the best. So if you ever have doubts on this ratcheting end, that you're putting too much torque on it, these flank drive pluses have been known to be stronger than even line wrenches and stuff. So you can probably just flip it over and put the beans to it. Okay, so all that for the few problems and concerns that I have, the fact that these aren't rebuildable in the field, and some of the smoothness and mechanism issues, yeah, I feel that they're worth it, but they're definitely not a necessity. You can probably just get by in most cases with the regular wrench. I've gotten to the point where that being said, I I've gotten to the point where I'm, tired of doing things the hard way. So having the luxury of just, picking up a ratcheting wrench sometimes instead, or, even most of the time instead, anytime you can, and just avoiding having to do things the hard way. All right, guys. Well, that wraps up this episode of Andy's Toolbox. I hope you enjoyed. Count it, guys. These are over $50 a wrench, and so is this. In this tool haul, we got, we'll just call it 55, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 plus tax, plus there more. We're $400 in here. All right, well, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, get notified when I release content like this. If you like talking about tools, if you like talking about the trades, and if you just like gabbing, with the guys about work stuff. All right, guys, love y'all out there. Take care.